Welcome back to Big Gold Belt Media. I'm Damien G with another review here on the channel. This time, Beetlejuice. As I give my individual thoughts to this movie, I'll keep it non-spoiler. You can tune in on the channel for me and 2 Chains Najir Chambers review of Beetlejuice, which we saw today at a pre-screening scheduled to release in theaters September 6th. Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe, Winona Ryder, to name a few, Monica Bellucci, all round out the cast. And I gotta say, as someone who was a fan of the original one, I'm gonna keep this non-spoiler, guys, but the first half of the movie, I was bored to tears. I was bored out of my mind, and I'm trying not to dissuade you from watching this film if you are a Beetlejuice fan, because I've already gotten some hate texts from people saying if I didn't like this movie to not talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it because that's why I'm here. So Beetlejuice is obviously the sequel to the original Beetlejuice 35 years ago. Holy shit, where's the time go? It centers around the generations of the Deetz family, as well as the shenanigans in the afterlife of one Beetlejuice. And this is a Tim Burton movie to a T. Let me just say that right off the top. There's macabre visuals, there's quirky vibes, there's randomness galore, there's song and dance, musical numbers, there's a soul train, literal and figurative. You'll see that in the movie, which I thought was a lot of fun. But in my opinion, this is not a great film. The first half, I was bored. It seemed ho-hum. I didn't like it. And it may have put me a little bit in the crackhead nod to go to sleep. May not. That's just my own opinion. It just droned on. There was a couple of things thrown in the middle that seemed shoehorned in to include other characters that either A, were trying to add to the plot, or B, were remembered in the plot, but it just seemed that it was not as connected as well as it could have been. But once we get to the second half of this film, my ears, they picked up. And I was interested again. And you know why? It's because Michael Keaton is a national treasure. His charisma came through strongly in this movie. He did not miss a beat as the titular character. He's still quirky. He's still amazing. He's still over the top. He's still a little vile. And you love him all the same. The character of Beetlejuice, with its just chicanery and nonsense, is what I'm going to say. You will not be disappointed by the portrayal. Michael Keaton has not missed a beat. It's like putting on your favorite pair of shoes or sneakers, and they just feel right on your feet. And that was the portrayal of Beetlejuice. That second half of the film perked my ears up. And just when we're about to cross the finish line, ending loses me. Ugh. And by ending, I mean literally right before the title card. Ugh. And again, this is a Tim Burton film, so I understand it if you're a Tim Burton fan, but if you're not, you may not like the ending. And I mean, again, the ultimate ending right before the black title card. Just in my opinion, just disappointing. There were a few romance plots in this film that were intersecting. Some that made sense, some did not, some that did not add anything to the film. Some of these actors I felt might have had their roles cut in post-production, because I feel you could have done more with some of the characters. And you'll see what I'm talking about as you watch this film, because you're thinking, that's all the screen time this person got? Really? Okay. And it kind of took away from the performance. Now, I don't want you to think that I hated this movie completely. Like I said, the second half of this movie saved it for me, especially Michael Keaton. And special shout out to Willem Dafoe, the ageless Willem Dafoe, who his character of Wolf Jackson. Let's just say, if you played Mortal Kombat and you know the character of Johnny Cage, that is the character, in my opinion, of Wolf Jackson, portrayed by Willem Dafoe. And Willem Dafoe is just his own entity. And I didn't know he was in this movie until I saw him in the opening credits, and he steals scenes that he's in. I will also say Catherine O'Hara is so annoyingly detestable as Delia Deetz. I couldn't help but despise her in all the best ways possible. Those three individual performances kept me glued to the screen when I wanted to check out in that first half of the movie. So those are some good points. Here's what I didn't like. There was, like I said, the love stories kind of cross pollinating seemed rushed. There wasn't a lot going on in terms of chemistry amongst some of the characters. I felt as if, as a collaborative, these characters didn't have great chemistry, in my opinion, even though there were good performances. I don't know. I think if you take the power of nostalgia out of it, you're looking at a movie that some of the characters were disjointed. You didn't really know if they belonged. And some of them, dare I say, felt forced. I feel as if there was a couple of characters that were wasted. I'm not going to really say who, but one of the major villains of this film, you'll see as the movie plays out, I felt could have been done without. And then the secondary villain of this film definitely could have been done without. And they just, for me, served as no purpose other than to be the titular villains of the film and did nothing for me. Their performances did nothing for me. Their inclusion did nothing for me. And I know she's the it girl. I know Jenna Ortega is the in girl since Wednesday, but she's still playing Wednesday in this film. If Wednesday had some preteen, I hate you, mom angst that came from the Lifetime network that was so over the top and why I hate my mom. Oh, give it a rest. It was just overdone. It was over the top. And I did not like her portrayal. I feel this was Jenna Ortega playing Wednesday again, but in no way, shape, or form as charismatically as she played it. Again, this is the I Hate You Mom teen angst version of Wednesday if you threw her on the Lifetime network or the Hallmark channel. Lackluster, to say the least. And that ending, like I said before, the ending right before you get to the last 2 minutes of the film, they rushed through some montages, man. It was an 80s montage galore. And then you get to the end. Oof. It brings back a joke from the middle of the film. And I'm thinking, why did you do that? And after I did my review with Najir on the channel, I get why they potentially left that door open, but you didn't need to. So this was an average movie that is only saved by individual members of the cast. For me, Michael Keaton, Willem Dafoe, and Catherine O'Hara saved this from being a movie you don't want to watch. But if you like nostalgia and you like Tim Burton and you like song and dance numbers with some wonky humor, you're going to like this movie. If you don't, it's going to be a bit of a slog for you to get through. So I'll give this a rating of C-. And even then, I felt maybe I can boost it up to a C now that I'm talking to you all about it after the high of the movie has kind of worn off. But it gets no more than a C from me here on Damon G Reviews here at Big Gold Belt Media. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Overall C, best performances, Willem Dafoe, Catherine O'Hara, and of course the titular Beetlejuice himself, Michael Keaton. I wanted to root for Winona Ryder's character, and Justin Theroux's character didn't do it for me. But let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you loathe it? Am I too hard on this movie? Please let me know and follow us at Big Gold Belt Media, biggoldbelt.com, your one-stop shop for all your entertainment needs. And I'll catch you next time on the next review. Again, Beetlejuice, premiering September 6th in theaters. I give it a C. C- if I'm feeling kind of raunchy. What say you? I'll catch you next time in the